What leads a man to do something like this? Life's already dealt me a fair share of blows, but...
Either this guy was really tall, or I'm really small.
I don't know why. Something just doesn't add up.
Can I talk?
Miss Dunn, can I run a couple of questions by you?
If they'll help you find Yale, go ahead.
Let me first use my cat sense on you.
Big, bright eyes. Looks well rested. Either she didn't mourn her father, or she really knows how to work that makeup. Nice and steady heartbeat.
What?
What the?
What's wrong?
Someone's taking pictures from the rooftop.
Are you sure?
I'll go take a look.
Oh, damn.
Now, who's that rope for, Miss Dunn?
Weekly.
Bruh, he's a freaking ferret. Homie.
What the hell are you doing here?
Hey, look! Isn't that Cassidy?
Don't change the subject, you sad little...
Why don't we settle this over ice cream, huh, John?
He's so
Just like
chill,
in the
though.
good old
I kinda
days.
like Weekly. It's kind of
How did you get up here? I don't want anyone to see you.
Of course, he had to be like one of those like sleek ferret kind of animals.
Everyone has a gift. Something that makes them special, that makes them worth knowing. Foul-smelling Weekly is no exception. No matter what he does, it's impossible to stay mad at him for too long.
This bourbon shake is delicious. Want a taste?
You know I don't like milk.
Your loss. So, Joe Dunn hangs himself and leaves his gym to his daughter, which makes her the first woman to run a boxing gym, I think.
Dunn didn't kill himself.
I don't think Dunn killed himself.
What? Do you have a suspect? Any leads?
No, it's just a hunch. Although...
It was a man. It was a man.
I'd say a man did it.
Who? Do you have a particular man in mind?
I'm gonna say Bobby Yale.
I think Bobby Yale did it.
My God! His pupil? On his own, out of the blue? Now that's what I call a story.
He had an accomplice.
I doubt he did this alone. He must have had an accomplice.
Who? Are you sure? Do I know the guy or gal?
Jake Austin.
Possibly a guy. Both Yale and Jake are black. And I think
I
racism
didn't
is an
mean it
issue
like
at the
that.
gym. Dunn didn't strike me as a racist. But what if he was? And they decided to put an end to his charade.
I'm like, he's like.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It's just a hunch. I wouldn't bet my life on it.
Yeah.
I've got other suspects. Like O'Leary, the bookmaker.
Desmond O'Leary? The same O'Leary who used to date Helen Moore? America's sweetheart? Now that's a woman.
And then there's the Walrus. Who was that guy?
Come on. You've never heard of Frank Cassidy? The president of the Boxing Managers Association?
Who's also Stone's agent, Bobby Yale's rival.
Hey, he might have a motive, right? He might know something about Dunn's death, right?
I decided to ask Weekly to investigate Cassidy. My reasons?
Keep Weekly entertained. Get real information on Cassidy.
Weekly was right. Cassidy could have had a motive to kill Dunn. Weekly had already proven to be nosy. The farther I kept him from the gym, the better. But with Weekly, you just never know what the best approach might be. Should I give him an order or a subtle suggestion?
A suggestion, to be
Yeah,
honest.
you might be right about Cassidy. But, it won't be easy to make him talk. He seems like a pretty tough cookie. Only a thorough and efficient detective could pull it off. But the problem is, I already got enough on my plate.
You're a lucky man, John Blacksad.
I don't follow.
You just found the thorough detective you need.
I know.
Oh, of
I knew he was
course.
like a suggestion.
What a great idea. How did I not think of you?
Hey, don't sweat it. But you'll have to do me a favor. Tell Sonia Dunn that a legendary journalist from What's News wants an interview.
Weekly, please.
Well, if not, bye-bye, Cassidy.
I'll convince Sonia.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Great. That's settled then.
I'll do it for Weekly. I like him over Sonia. He's the character.
So, was there really someone on the roof?
Just a friend of mine.
There was, but it was just a friend of mine.
Oh, so now your friends are spying on me.
Look, I had nothing to do with it. I even got him to stop.
Sure you did.
Oh wait, I gotta talk to her though. It's what? It's enter and talk. Oh wait, there's something else. Okay, cool.
Did you and your father get along?
Let's just say our relationship got better when I left for Sunny University. An 8-hour drive from here.
Meaning?
I'll lay it out for you, Mr. Blacksad. My father, Joe Dunn, disappeared the day my mother died. He became a shell of himself. Joe Dunn, my legal guardian. A man who gave me food, shelter, clothing, and an education. And that's more than you need to know.
What's in those papers you're going through?
Red tape.
Great. If you find something, please let me know.
I thought you were the detective.
Damn.
You do your job, and I'll do mine.
Why so sassy? Goddamn, maybe I might just, I don't know, drop your case?
What can you tell me about Jake?
I thought you were friends. Guess I was wrong. He and my father were friends, so don't go down that road.
Did you get along with Bobby Yale?
Oh, I guess she didn't?
Okay. Forget it.
I wouldn't give a damn about him if it weren't for this stupid Jim his stupid fight is supposed to save. Happy?
What do you think about Mary, the cleaning lady?
Can't say. I barely know her. And I'm not one who's quick to judge other people.
I saw you arguing with a guy named Cassidy. What did he want?
You remember the fight that needs to take place in order to save this Jim?
Well, Cassidy manages Yale's rival, Stone, the reigning champion.
If Bobby doesn't show up, he'll lose money. Maybe not a lot, but enough to care.
Did you find anything interesting in those papers?
No. Investigation work takes time, as I'm sure you know.
don't like Sonia. She's so sassy for no reason.
Dunn kept files on the gym's staff and clients. Name, address, and date of birth. Joe Dunn or Joey Dunn?
Huh? Nobody called him Joey. Well, maybe his wife. Although, she didn't call him anything after she died.
Bruh, that's harsh. Racial issues?
Not all folks are as open-minded as Dunn. I happen to know who painted the lockers. Arthur Tucker.
I knew it. I knew it was him, that bastard. I'm gonna whip the white out of him.
Damn. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Thank you, Mr. Blacksad.
Does the postman always leave your mail on the floor?
I don't know, I...
What's wrong?
It's my mother's wedding ring.
Who had it?
I don't know. My father wore it on his pinky finger after she died.
Not always, apparently.
Will you find out why?
I'll try. But there's something else I'm worried about. This might have something to do with your father's death and Bobby Yale's disappearance.
Oh my, yes. It could be. Will you please give me a moment?
Of course.
Let's see, Dune's wife's birthday is open to see. Wait, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. Mary put the wedding ring in the envelope and wrote Sonia Dunn on it. But why did she have the ring in the first place? Have you remembered anything else about the moment you found Dunn's body?
I'm afraid not. It's too painful.
I know. But we need to find Bobby Yale. Anything, any minor detail, could really make a difference.
I'll try.
Can I ask you about your job?
Which one?
How long have you worked at the gym?
It's been, 4 or 5 years? Although, I don't think I'll be able to set foot in there again.
This must be really hard for you. I'm sorry. Tell me about your work here in the diner.
Oh, it's wonderful. I love it.
Aw, at least she likes her job.
My boss.
Oh, glad to hear that.
Do you work anywhere else?
Other than the diner and the gym, you don't work anywhere else, right?
I wouldn't have the time, although I'm not sure I want to continue working at the gym.
It might be best to stay away from the gym, at least for a while, for your own well-being. In due time, things might change.
Joey used to say the same thing.
Ooh, she calls
Maybe.
him Joey.
I don't know. Thanks.
Have you remembered anything else about the moment you found Dunn's body?
I really can't remember anything. I'm sorry.
Have you remembered anything else about the moment you found Dunn's body?
I really can't remember anything. I'm sorry.
My bad. Okay, I'll see you.
Sorry. I think that's it for now. See you around.
We'll miss you at Sam's Diner. Bye-bye.
Yes?
Feeling any better?
Yeah, I guess. Thanks.
Aw.
And there it was, Mary's birthday, a week prior to that very day.
Yep. That's one doesn't address if are done.
You open the safe?
Yeah, and I think you need to see
His
this.
whole name's Joseph.
Can you tell me what it says?
All right. I think this might be useful for the investigation, Mr. Detective. He left everything to me, except some boxing trophies and knickknacks that'll go to Bobby Yale.
When was it signed?
It was written 4 years ago, just weeks after I moved to Buffalo.
Do you think Bobby Yale read it before he disappeared?
Maybe.
All right. Thanks.
I gotta ask for a week.
You see, I've got this friend. He's a journalist, and the thing is, well...
Why?
He would... A woman running a boxing gym? That's
Wait,
quite the story.
these things-
And how did this friend of yours find out exactly?
I'm pretty sure he saw the,
I don't even want to hear you. I just hope you prove your professional worth before the day is over.
Damn. Listen.
I never asked about the gym's insurance.
That's exactly what I'm reading now. So far, it looks like your standard small business policy.
There's something I never asked you about your father's will.
Thanks for the info.
All right. Thanks.
Wait. I know who had your mother.
I think I know who had your mother's ring.
You do?
Mary Purnell. I think she was in love with your father.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh. Maybe should I have told her? Oh! I didn't know it was her secret. Oh well. It is what it is.
Did you know Joe Dunn had a gun in his safe?
No way, man. He hated firearms. Although... When Bobby Yale was a teenager, he went through a crazy phase. Even dropped out of the gym and joined the gang. Nothing serious. Early one morning, he broke in the gym. Joe was already here and caught him red-handed. Bobby pointed the gun at Dunn and ordered him to open the safe. So, Joe opened it and asked Bobby to put the gun aside, leave the gang, and start boxing again. I got here 5 minutes later and found Bobby crying like a baby in Joe's arms. Then he just stood up and put on his gloves.
Alright.
I know you're hiding something.
What?
Happy birthday. I just found out it was a week ago.
Oh, thanks.
You're
like,
welcome. I'm sure you received wonderful presents. For example, your date of birth used as the combination for Dunn's safe.
My
I thought
goodness.
she was about to pass out. I was like, huh?
I can't talk here. My shift is over in 10 minutes. Can you wait a while?
Can I get a refill over here, Mary?
Coming right up.
I already told Sonia about it. Whoops, my bad.
Mary Purnell, the angel Joe Dunn found in his golden years.
We'd been seeing each other for almost 2 years. It all started with, well, weekdays I start cleaning the gym at dawn, before my shift at the diner. Joey always came in early, just a little after I got there. He used to say it was the best time for the worst task of the day.
Oh, I know exactly what he meant. Did he help you clean?
No, poor Joey. I would never have allowed that. He did more than enough, would even clean on my days off. Paperwork. He just hated it. But that was just him. Instead of putting off the things he couldn't stand, he did them as soon as possible.
That
One
makes
morning,
sense.
he saw me crying. I was having a rough day and...
He tried to make you smile.
He pointed at the coffee machine. You need a cup of joe and some fresh air. That was the first of many cups on the rooftop.
Aww.
Which is where Dunn seduced you.
That word is a bit too much, Mr.
She's like,
Blacksad.
boy, if you don't... I'm like,
You
my
might
bad.
be too young to understand this, but real love has little to do with seduction. One day, we realized those rooftop coffees were the best part of our day. So we began to spend more time together.
But you never told anyone. Why did you keep it secret?
For Sonia's sake. She and Joey drifted apart after her mother's death. He was afraid that our relationship would only make matters worse. Until one day, on the rooftop, we realized just how serious our relationship was. And we decided to turn those moments into a lifetime.
Well, now she knows. He proposed?
So he asked you to marry him.
Yes, of course. He gave me the wedding ring and we decided to tell the world. He said he needed to share that happiness with his little girl. Turns out, he wasn't that happy after all.
What about you? How did you feel about telling Sonia?
Maybe you already noticed I have a slight cold. I really should be heading home.
Thanks for the information.
Thanks for sharing all that with me. Take care.
I lost my scarf a while back, not sure where. And now, if you'll excuse me, that's my bus stop. A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Blacksad.
But
He's like, wait. I already told Sonia though.
do you remember anything else about the day you found the thingamajig with the springs and the paint can?
Yeah, no. Wait, yeah. Well, no, now that I think of it, no. Hey, pal, how about thanking a good-looking goat with a cigarette?
Of course.
Of course. Here you go.
Homie gave me info. Of course I'm gonna help him. Well, I guess this is the opposite.
Yeah, you think you're not responsible for my pathetic state? Think you're not to blame? It's the government that shipped me off to war.
They shipped me off too.
Ugh,
Oh,
like
right.
that too.
So then you know what it's like to kill, too. Well, then another sad hobo shouldn't be a problem for you, Professor.
I don't like to talk about
I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay, I understand. Wait, but that's not what I wanted to say. Oh, well, you know we goats tend to jump from one thing to another. The government paid for everything. Army fatigues, rations, weapons, lodging at hookers, drugs. Do you know where that money comes from? Taxes! Your taxes, my dear friend. You help them cut my legs. They declare war every chance they get, so that the weapon industry that finances their campaigns gets richer and richer and richer. And that's how we finance their wars. So the slightest connection with corruption turns us into accomplices. Unless one manages to keep at arm's length. That is what I did, my loyal disciple, at the Million-Star Hotel. So, do like your master, the great.
Hey, what's your name? You never told me.
Of course he's asleep now. Why would I call his wife? I don't know.
Hello?
Blacksad here.
Please don't tell me my husband.
You have nothing to worry about, Mrs. Colbert. Do me a favor and enjoy your family.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, Mr. Blacksad.
Smirnoff.
Joe Dunn, the boxing coach. You hear anything about his death?
Blacksad, is that you?
You got me. How's everything, Chief?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks for asking. Too much work as usual. As for Joe Dunn, he hanged himself, end of story. I'm too busy, John. They can't afford to put a single man on the case. Why are you asking?
Dunn and the gym's cleaning lady were about to get married.
Great. Call What's News. They'll know what to do with such an incredibly interesting piece of information.
The combination on Dunn's safe was her birthday. He even gave her a
This
ring.
guy's like, I don't
You
wanna
know,
talk to you, and I'm
your
like, let
typical
me just
suicidal
tell you
bliss.
Okay, I'm still not convinced, but I might have something for you.
Okay.
Life is often off key, like a bad song. The notes come together but feel flat, unable to create anything resembling music. And yet, there are ways to string them together to create harmony. Ways that are not always entirely in our hands.
Oh my gosh. You're a good boy.
You look tired, John.
You look pretty tired yourself.
Yep, I'm beat. I'm starving.
Oh, I care
Just
about
got
the
back
good
from the
boy.
annual police medical. Not only did I have to fast, but I also had to chug 2 enormous glasses of water. John, you alright?
I've had better days, and I'll have them again, I hope.
We both deserve to. The thing is, I'd love to help you out with this case, but I can't. You know I work for the state of New York. If I had any information, I couldn't share it with a private eye. Even if it was lying on top of this table.
You said you were starving. Why don't you go to the counter and order something?
Yeah, sure, good idea. If you'll excuse me.
Of course, his middle name's Richard.
Interesting.
Now that I think of it, I better eat at home. It's healthier.
Bruh. Be a good...
Thanks.
I'll pay.
Truth is, John, it all seemed clear to me before, but now? Please, promise me you won't take the law into your own hands. I'd like to think we're not just vigilantes.
I'll try, but sometimes there's no alternative.
All right. In any case, keep me posted, will you?
Friend, you can count on me.
Take care, John.
As always, Smirnoff had given me new, potentially relevant information. Not to mention second thoughts. When an old dog like him gets that serious, one must be prepared to bite. I'm much taller than Dunn, and I can barely reach the noose. There's no way Dunn hanged himself. Not on his own, at least.
What?
Bobby Yale. I don't know if you had a motive to kill Dunn, but you certainly had the murder weapon. All right. Dunn punched a paint can, but why? Wasn't he calm and composed?
Just turned off the grill. You all got about 25 seconds to order your last burger before it goes cold, you bastards! Hey, if it isn't Miss, I'm so sorry.
Damn.
Well, I'm sorry too, because we ran out of sissy menus. Your dad and brothers ate them all. So, you got anything to say to Sam, little kitty?
I want a cheeseburger for a friend.
One cheeseburger for your boyfriend, coming right up. Come on, you bastard! Finish your meals and be gone. I'm closing at 5.
Calm and collected runs the race, you know.
I have to admit, I was hoping to get something in return for that first hamburger. But now I don't really know why I brought this. The cynics would say I did it all out of selfishness. Just to feel better about myself.
Yeah. Also because I like the goat guy.
Who cares?
I'm like, here, have it.
What the hell? Jake, give me one good reason not to smash in your face. What the hell are you doing in my locker?
I'm a detective.
I'm a detective. That's what I do.
Yeah, and my friend too. But that's what I thought.
Get off me.
Sometimes, John, I could just punch you.
I'm gonna do it again.
Damn. I'd forgotten that Jake used to work for Natalia. This proves I was right. It's too soon to move on.
I would have taken that. Alright.
Hey, Jake.
John, I have nothing to say to you.
Okay, Jake.
I told you.
Desmond O'Leary.
Huh?
I know you work for him.
Now you're just making stuff up. Why would you say that?
I saw the shamrock in your locker. I know what it means.
Okay, let's say you're right. So what? What are you gonna do, huh?
We're pals. I won't do a thing. But please, tell me the truth.
Okay, I guess I should have said something. Business
Yeah, you
isn't
should've.
going that well
Boy,
lately.
we're homies.
Natalia was my last well-paying job, and it's been a while. Then O'Leary shows up and offers me a bodyguard contract. What was I supposed to do?
I get it.
Yeah, I understand.
Seriously, you don't seem like the type to accept shady offers.
I've done my fair share.
I've done things like that. And worse, but I'm not proud of them.
Hey, O'Leary might run an illegal gambling operation, but it's not like he's killing people or conning widows. And I'm just a bodyguard. I make sure no one gets hurt. What I do, including my contract and paycheck, is 100% legal. How bad can that be?
Fair enough.
Yeah, you're right. The fact that his business is illegal doesn't turn you into a criminal. We're only accountable for our own actions. But that's not what bothers me. I know you're covering up O'Leary's role in Joe Dunn's death.
Huh? O'Leary? No way. I mean, I don't think so.
Jake, please.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it now. I was here the day Dunn died.
Go on.
I had to take care of some business for O'Leary. He makes me wear the shamrock when I work for him. As you know, I left the damn thing in my locker.
Say no more. You came in the back door.
How did you... Yeah, that's it. Joe had mentioned he'd been painting that afternoon, but I forgot. I stopped in my tracks when I saw him screaming bloody murder at Bobby Yale at the top of the scaffold.
What exactly was he saying?
Something like, if you do that, I'll call off the fight and make sure you never set foot in this gym again. I didn't want them to see me, so I left.
Jake, why didn't you tell me?
I thought you'd be pissed off.
Well, You were wrong.
I'm sorry, John. I should have said something.
We all make mistakes.
Don't worry. We all make mistakes. Time
We're
to go.
brothers, don't worry.
I need to think about everything you just told me.
Brothers from
Thanks,
other
John.
mothers.
Dunn must have punched the can while he was arguing with Yale. I guess that explains why he threatened to call the fight off. Christ. Did Yale kill Dunn just because he wanted to call off the fight?
Ooh.
I always knew Bobby had issues,
You all know some.
but I never thought he'd go that far.
It's too early.
I couldn't say. In my line of work, you really shouldn't jump to conclusions.
But the chest expander, the box in his locker, the marks on my father's neck. It all leads to him. In any case, that doesn't change a thing.
It does, actually. Now we know he didn't kill himself.
My father's still dead, and you still haven't found Bobby Yale. Nothing has changed. Opening the safe and finding my father's will won't help us achieve anything. So please hurry. Time's wasting.
Sonia's indifference never ceased to amaze me. But most importantly, why was she so opposed to Yale?
John Blacksad? I think I owe you an apology.
Oh my gosh. Who are you?
Do I know you? I don't seem to remember your face.
Well, maybe you remember my boys. I'm so sorry they wrinkled your suit. The thing is, they didn't know we shared a common goal. Bobby Yale. I want to find him and get to the bottom of this as much as you do, Mr. Blacksad. So please, kindly accept my invitation. Why not share our findings? Come on.
Alright.
Of course. You don't mind me riding in this fancy car with a wrinkled suit, do you?
Aw, I think you look mighty dapper, Mr. Blacksad.
Did you just call
Although,
me
if
dapper?
those wrinkles
Bruh.
were to rub off on me... I always play it nice and safe.
I'm like, alright. He looks like a good boy. I trust him a little bit.
Thank you, Blacksad. You won't regret this. So let's cut to the chase. I need Bobby Yale to fight Stone. There's just too much money at stake. So, I'm offering you my help to find Yale. Let's work together.
What kind of help do you need?
A simple exchange of information. You're a good detective, and I, well, let's just say I have my own ways of making people talk.
Alright. Let's
All
work
right,
with the
then.
big boy.
Let's work together.
I thought you'd be hard to convince. That you'd appeal to the moral high ground or something. Please, hear me out. Let's say I bet a beer that we find Yale in 3 days, and you bet a beer that we don't. In 3 days, one of us has to buy the other a beer. Is that so bad? We're simply two grown men using our money and free will to conduct a small private exchange. And most importantly, we're not hurting anyone. So, yeah, I run a gambling business. What's so bad about that?
It's illegal.
It's illegal for starters.
Illegal? Let me tell you what should be illegal. The way our government is ruining America. We live in a so-called free country. A place where honest people can make a living, provided they don't hurt anybody. We're not communists. Well, at least I'm not.
I would have never thought otherwise. As for me,
I'm no commie.
I'm not either.
Ha! Well then, you see, we're all among friends. In any case, that's not my point. The government betrays our nation's values by passing communist laws that forbid an honest man like me to make a living without hurting a soul. And that, Mr. Blacksad, is just wrong. I'd even say it's unconstitutional. Do you get my point now?
Fair enough.
All right. I get your point.
Ha! I knew you would. When the government passes these laws, there's only one legitimate weapon the people can wield. The same weapon that turned America into a great nation. Civil
say it.
disobedience. So,
I thought you were gonna
as
say
the proud
gun.
American that I am, it's my duty to disobey.
It's not smart either ways. You might have a point. Hitting the truth. You might have a point.
You might have a point.
Alright.
In certain cases, civil disobedience is both right and duty.
Exactly. And when you hear just how I've transformed this business, you'll agree even more. I wasn't always a boss, you know. No, sir. I started at the bottom, when Lucky Blitzen ran the show. That good for nothing. His was a reign of terror, extortion, violence, you know, that sort of unpleasant thing. When I took over, I decided I'd make people want to do my bidding. Not out of fear, but out of gratitude. I decided to help people so they would help me.
That beating your thugs gave me was really helpful. Thank you so much.
Those poor bastards didn't even know you were a detective, that you were on our side.
Maybe at first. But when they tied me up and beat the socks off me, they knew very well who I was.
Seriously? That goes against my rules. Who was it?
The rhino, the buffalo.
It was just Wilson.
That bastard. Don't you worry. I will have a serious talk with him. I cannot tolerate this behavior. Please accept my apologies, Mr. Blacksad. As I said before, I like to help people so I can count on their gratitude. That applies to fellow partners like
Scratch my back, I'll
police
scratch
or,
yours.
in this
I
case,
guess
a
scratch my
detective.
belly.
I won't deny this business has its fair amount of violence, extortion, and casualties, but I'd rather leave that to my enemies. And you are not my enemy. And, it looks like we're here.
Yale's apartment?
I told you I'm on your side. Go ahead, search the place. I'll wait down here. When you're done, you can honor our arrangement and share your findings with me. Or not. It's your call, Mr. Blacksad. I'll make sure you're suitably compensated. Wilson, come here.